Hi, hello, hey. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a spread in my sketchbook, and I'm going to be drawing some fan art. So I'm going to draw some characters from Arcane, and a character from Fairy Tale, and a character from Yona of the Dawn, and then some characters from Nevermore. I did that for like the first page of the sketchbook. So I'll have this video linked down below if you want to see this fan art spread. And I don't like these drawings that much, and I think it's just because I did this painting for that video too. Yeah, so I'm going to take my time this time, and hopefully the drawings will come out better than those. Also, thank you to everyone who watched the my favorite art supply video. I literally thought that video was going to do terrible just because of how long it was, and I wasn't sure anyone would care anyway. But I'm so shocked that one got more views than usual. I was like, oh, okay, cool. The algorithm's always confusing. But yeah, also I got to 600 subscribers. Woohoo! I think I forgot to say in a video when I got to 500, but I'm happy I got to 600. I finally feel like I'm gonna actually make it to 1,000. For a while I was like, oh, that's a pipe dream, it's not gonna happen. But no, we're getting momentum again. I have hope I can get there, so I'm gonna keep making lots of videos. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing in this video. Now I'm gonna switch to voiceover. Hello, voiceover me here. So I'm filming this at night again at 12:30. So I might be scatterbrained again in this voiceover, so I apologize. Just, I'm prepared for it this time. Also, spoilers to all the things I'm going to be talking about, and spoilers to the first 3 episodes of Arcane Season 2. Okay, Arcane Season 2. So, I'm going to be drawing Mel and Jinx. And I wanted to draw Mel because I was so sure she was going to be dead. I was like, oh, she's dead. I was already mourning her character. When I rewatched Season 2 a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, it's the last time we're going to see her. I was so sad. I was like, I'm going to miss her. She's my favorite character. And then, let me tell you, Season 2 starts, and immediately it goes to, the building that got exploded that everyone's in, and I'm like, okay, she's gonna be dead. And also her and her boyfriend, right, they hadn't fought in a while. Things were going good, so one of them was gonna be dead in that explosion, right? In a show, if the relationship's not messed up, one of them is gonna die. Things are going good in the relationship, it means one of them's gonna die soon. That's what always happens. And I remember I saw a video talking about which one of them they think is going to be dead. And I'm like, okay, well obviously it's going to be Mel if it comes down to the 2 of them. Because the other guy, Jace, right? I was like, he has so much more stuff for his story to do. So it's going to be him who's going to be alive and she's going to be dead. And then Season 2 Episode 1, we go straight to the explosion thingy. And she's not dead. Not only is she not dead, not only is he also not dead, neither of them are even injured. And it was crazy because I wasn't even the only one that thought she was going to die. Everybody else thought she was going to die too. It wasn't just me. It was literally everybody. So, I'm so happy. You have no idea. I think... No, actually, that's not right. I was going to say, did I start this drawing before I watched the first 3 episodes? No, I didn't. I started this after. But when I planned for this video, it was before it. And I was like, oh, so sad. But no, I'm just so happy. Those are my only thoughts watching the first 3 episodes. I was like, oh my god, she's not dead. I already love Season 2. But yeah, also, for the other drawings, I kind of just had a reference photo of the pose I wanted for the characters. So I didn't have to do that much work for coming up with a pose. But I actually did come up with a pose for this one, kind of, and I don't like it. This is my least favorite drawing, so that didn't really work out. I was trying to do her hands together while she has a evil smirk. Also, I gotta say, I feel she looks really evil, and you're like, oh, she's one of the counselors, she's gonna be like not a nice character, but she's like, I just want peace, I'm the nice one. So I love that for her. And season 2, okay, I gotta talk about this. Like, Vi and Caitlyn are in their villain arc. Like, what is going on? They are finally a couple. They kiss. Which, by the way, I was so distracted by them being all evil, I didn't even realize it was their first kiss right away. They have their first kiss, and they're being all evil. And I'm like, oh man, finally happily together, but you guys turn on everybody else. Like, okay, so we all knew Vi and her sister Jinx were gonna have a fight, right? We all knew that was coming. I assumed Vi was just gonna want to take her to jail, which is already like a betrayal for her sister. Not only was she trying to take her to jail, she wants to kill her. She's like, Caitlyn, I want you to shoot like Jinx, right? You shoot her, right? And I'm like, what? Girl, okay. Guess we're not taking her to jail. It's not the plan. And then the getting shot thing doesn't work. So Vi and Jinx are fighting. And Vi was prepared to beat her to death. Beat her sister to death. That's so crazy. That's like, Jinx was the evil one. She wasn't even trying to murder her own sister. And now, like, not only is she trying to, like, shoot her, she was gonna beat her to death. And the only reason she stopped was because, like, a little kid got in the way. What? Evil arc. Those two. I'm kind of sad. They're finally a couple, and they're just gone evil. But I still love season 2, okay? Don't get it wrong. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm officially on the side that Vi is a bad sister, okay? People were always saying that, and I was like, no, she's not that bad. I mean, she's not perfect, but she's not that bad. Season 2, we just started. I'm already like, okay, never mind, she's bad sister. What do you mean beat your sister to death? That's crazy. It's crazy talk. But yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, one more season 2 opinion. Actually, 2 more season 2 opinions so far. I love Sylvika and Jinx getting along for once. That was like the sweetest moment for me. Like, Sylvika saves Jinx when she gets attacked, and Jinx was on the way to give Sylvika a new arm. And I was like, oh, look at them doing something nice for each other without even realizing it. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna last because they were fighting all the time in season 1. But I'm happy for the moment of peace between the two of them. Friendship. Yeah, also, there were some cool, like, 2D elements that, it's not that important. I just want to talk about because I thought it was cool. But there was this puff of smoke that became, like, a snake thingy. That was 2D. I thought that was cool. And at one point, Jinx, like, blows her gun or something, and this, like, word, like, pew, like a little spelled what? Word that says pew of smoke comes out above it. And I'm like, oh, cute little comic booky thing. And then also, I think these were all in the same episode, but there was like this little, like, I don't know, animated sequence with like music that's in like a comic book style that I thought was really cool. So, art details. I already love the story. I already love the art. I'm so happy season 2's coming out, man. I think some people were actually complaining about it coming out not all at the same time. Which is funny because I'm like, 3 episodes or 9 episodes spread over 3 weeks, 3 episodes a week. Like, that's better than how stuff normally comes out. Like, the next show I'm going to be talking about is Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest. And they're releasing 1 episode a week. And one of their weekly episodes was a recap episode. Do you know how mad that made me? So, okay, the way Arcane is doing it is way better. And also Arcane episodes are like 40 minutes long each. So, that schedule is like really good for me, okay? I'm really pleased with the 3 episodes a week thing. I thought it was funny people were mad. I was like, are you kidding me? This is great. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention this too, but I decided to add like an accent color to the characters. So obviously for Mel, I did gold. And then for Jinx, I did pink. I almost did blue, but then I was like, her hair is blue. Hair is not an accent area. Yeah, I mean, I changed that later, but shh. So I decided to do pink, to do her eyes. And I also didn't realize that, like, all of her weapons... I mean, I kind of noticed, like, this was a thing, but I didn't realize, like, every single one. They have, like, paint splatters on them. So I got to do the pink on her shark gun and her little normal gun, too. Also, her normal gun, I didn't really look, but I didn't find, like, a good reference photo for it. So it's not very detailed. But the shark gun, I'm really proud of myself. I spent a lot of time trying to make it look good, so I'm proud. Yeah. Oh, and the pose for Jinx is actually a pose from her video game character. And then I just, like, drew it with, like, the show arcane outfit on. Because in League of Legends, she has a different outfit. So, yeah, the pose was from the video game version, but the outfit is from the TV show version. Yeah, okay, we got it. Yeah, so now I'm drawing Lucy from Fairy Tail. And Fairy Tail is my comfort anime. I love it so much. Whenever I'm bored, I don't know what to watch, I'm like, let me just watch some Fairy Tail. And the final season of Fairy Tail came out a couple years ago. And then I was like, oh, they're making a manga for, like, 100 Year Quest. That's cool, they're still making it. So I actually got the first 2 volumes of 100 Year Quest. But then I never finished it. And then all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, I see this announcement on, like, YouTube community post. I don't remember who it was from, but a YouTube community post recommendation that's like, oh, 100 Year Quest out on Crunchyroll. And I didn't even know they were animating it. So I was like, what? What do you mean? I was so happy. That was, like, the best surprise I've, like, ever gotten. I mean, that's a little extreme, but I was so happy. I didn't know they were going to animate 100 Year Quest. And like I said, I never finished, like, the manga. I don't know why it's so hard for me to, like, read sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. So I was so happy. Oh, yeah. And now I'm doing a little background color. I'm using an alcohol marker, which I normally don't use because it bleeds through the page. Yeah. And I wrote the names of the show in that little, like, open area. Yeah, so I was so happy about 100 Year Quest. And, like, the voice actors were the same, most of them. I mean, I don't know about the Japanese one, but I can't recognize the Japanese voices, okay? Which is funny, because now that I'm thinking about it, the English dub is behind, so I'm actually watching the Japanese one, the subbed version, but I cannot recognize if the voices are the same. I think for most of them are, but for, like, the side characters, I would not be able to recognize it. But yeah, and Fairy Tail's, like, the only show where I've watched both the dubbed and the subbed, like, almost the same amount. Normally it's just one or the other, but Fairy Tail I've gone back and forth just with, like, whatever is available. But yeah, so 100 Year Quest, I'm so happy. The animation style is a little bit different, and I think I like the old style better. Like, for the final season, I like that animation style better, but I'm just so happy that there's making more episodes. Okay, so I'm a little behind on the characters, but now I'm drawing some characters from the Nevermore webtoon. It's my favorite webtoon, and they were supposed to come out with a season 2 in the end of October, but I think it got pushed out to January. So when I chose characters, I thought there was going to be new stuff for this webtoon, but it didn't end up happening. But I still want to draw the characters anyway, so I drew them anyway. I love everything about this webtoon. I also, I don't know if I said the theme for this video, but it was supposed to be, like, my favorite stuff that was getting, like, new episodes or new stuff or something. Yeah, so everything in this video, I'm like, I love it, my favorite. Yeah, so let me just talk about my favorite things for, like, 20 minutes. I'm just gonna, like, yeah, so Nevermore, right? Like, first off, the art style is my favorite thing. The story is my favorite thing. The characters are my favorite thing. The outfits are great. I really wanted to draw the uniforms. Yeah. Also, there's like flashbacks to like, oh yeah, I'm looking at oh my god, I can't talk. I forget the word because it's late at night. Okay. The premise, that's what I'm gonna explain a little bit about the premise, because I'm sure not, everyone watching this video has heard of this. Others are popular stuff though, so hopefully some of you will know what I'm talking about, but I don't know about Nevermore, so I'm gonna talk about it. So, the premise, right, is they're all people that have died and they end up at school, because, of course they end up at school. And then they get, like, these ghost forms, and, like, one student will get to go back to life, so they're all fighting to, like, get the one extra life. And these two girls knew each other from life, and they were lovers. But they don't want to tell anyone that they knew each other before they died. So they have to keep it a secret. Yeah, the flashback episodes to when they were still alive, they have great outfits too. And what's also so interesting is everyone that, like, died, they're all from different time periods. Which, like, I don't know how that works. They haven't explained that yet, but I love it. Yeah, so these two are from, like, the early 1900s or late 1800s. We don't know, but that's the guess. And there's this one girl that's from, like, the 50s, and this one girl that's from, like, the 20s. Yeah, and everyone else, we don't know. But it's so cool. So when they all have their little flashbacks, it's, like, different times, and also, like, this was such a cool detail, but they all speak differently because they're all from different times, which I think is so cool. Yeah, and also they don't explain, like, how everything works right away, so you kind of figure it out as you're reading. You're like, ooh, mystery is unfolding. And I always love reading the comments on Nevermore. My favorite part is honestly reading the comments sometimes. It's because everyone is having these theories, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that theory's totally right. I see it, Best part. Yeah, and their ghost forms are really cool too. The premise kind of reminds me of Angel Beats, which is one of my favorite animes. I love Angel Beats so much. But, like, the aesthetic of it is, like, totally different. But it's kind of similar, considering, like, it's both about stuff where, like, people die and they end up at a school. Is that a common theory? When you die, you go back to school? Yeah, only in Angel Beats, it's, like, everyone's fighting, but they kind of realize, like, that place is, like, young people who died, because they died young and they had, like, a bad life, get to, like, experience what stuff, like, they should have experienced when they were still alive. So they get to, like, go to school and have fun, Although in Nevermore, it's, like, bad school. It's not fun school, so they do get fun outfits, though. Yeah, and also everyone's uniform is, like, slightly different, which is so cool. Yeah, so now I'm adding the background, and I used water-based markers for this one so it wouldn't bleed through to the other page. Even though I only have, like, one drawing so far on the page before this, and it's not very good and I don't really care about it, I was like, let me just use a not bleed through marker. I never realized it though, but the water-based marker is way streakier than the alcohol one that I used on the other page. So it does bother me a little bit, but it's fine. Oh yeah, I don't think I said the characters' names, but Annabelle is on the left and Lenore is on the right. It took me forever to figure out how to say Lenore's name, by the way. I, like, look it up all the time. I still don't know how to say a lot of their names. Yeah, I love Nevermore. I read each, like, chapter, like, at least 5 times. Yeah, and by the way, this pose is from chapter 96, but, like, they weren't happy because, like, Annabelle tried to kill Lenore's best friend. Normal stuff, it happens. And so they were kind of mad at each other, but I just drew them not being mad at each other because, like, we don't talk about that. They're happy now. Oh, and I couldn't figure out an accent color because, like, most of, like, the colors, actually, like, all the colors are, like, black and white, like, their outfits and stuff. So I just did, like, purple in the background as the accent color. Okay, last drawing of the video. Now I'm drawing Yona. And I'm sorry, but I did do this drawing just now. It's officially 1 a.m. I'm half awake. I blame my friend for keeping me on our call so late. She was supposed to be the responsible one and end the call at 10, but we ended at like 11, so I had like no time to finish this video. And I also started this video on like Tuesday when I wanted to finish it by Friday. So I cannot believe I finished this video in like 3-4 days. It was crazy. But yeah, anyway, so I'm drawing Yona from Yona of the Dawn because the new volume 42 just came out. I recently read it. And one of the main characters, I think, just died, and I don't think it was a fake-out death, which is crazy. So, are they dead? Are they not dead? Nobody knows. And, okay, let me tell you. A lot of people have watched the anime but haven't read the manga because the anime got canceled. And when I watched the anime, I was like, oh, let me just read the manga so I can, like, see how it, like, the rest of it happens, right? But, like, people, like, don't want to just read the manga, which is sad because I like the manga like a lot better than the anime. And I know that's what everyone says with like book versus movie, but like the art style in the manga is so much better than the anime. And I do like the way the anime looks, but now that I've read the manga, I like can't watch the anime without thinking like the art style is not as good as in the manga. Like the manga is just so much more detailed. But yeah, so for the accent color, I did pink, you know, for her hair. It's kind of important. And yeah, I might do some more details like tomorrow morning before I film like the final look of all the drawings because I'm just too tired right now. So here are the final close-ups of the drawings, and you might realize there's still a couple of minutes left of this video, and that's because I was so busy talking about the shows I forgot to talk about the actual like drawings in the voiceover. So I have some opinions on the drawings and stuff at the end, so in case you want to check that out, and if not, then bye, see you next week. Hello, it's the next morning. I added some more details to Yona, and I feel like it still doesn't look as detailed as like these ones, but I think it definitely looks better. I forgot to say a bunch of stuff in the voiceover, so I mainly forgot to talk about like the supplies. So these things are not really important, but so these are what I was using for most of the video. Got a blending stump and an eraser pencil, and then I think this one is just a 2H pencil that I put tape around, which looks cute, but it made it like really hard to sharpen, so not sure that worked that well. And then this is what I was using for the darker colors of graphite. Yeah, and then we got my 2 erasers. Yeah, and not important, but I'll share anyway. Using these for like the backgrounds and stuff. I think it's funny that I did pink twice for the accent color. Like, I didn't think about that at all while I was drawing Jinx, but I got over to Yona and I was like, well, the accent color has to be her hair color. And I was like, okay, guess I'm doing pink twice. Yeah, these two are actually definitely my favorite. I actually really hated this one when I finished it. I was like, the pose is not good. But yeah, it's like probably the least interesting pose, but I do think these two are the best, which is funny. Yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to make these look more like detailed, and I was having a hard time making it look like the characters because my style is so different from like the style of Arcane. So I spent a lot of time on it, and I think it looks good. It definitely looks like not like the style of Arcane, but it looks like my style mixed with it, so I think that's good. And then this one was like definitely the easiest. Well, and probably this one, that's just because I was lazy, didn't spend that much time on it. I might have totally rushed this one, but it actually looks like my average like drawings, so I don't think it's bad. And the pose is cool, the cape. Yeah, no, it's funny. I was like, after I finished drawing this, I was thinking, I was like, wow, like the pose, the outfit, and like everything, this looks like something I would just draw. Like, it doesn't look like something like different. It's like something I would just draw, so it's funny. Fun little side story, I started a new anime yesterday, and it's called Ghost Stories. And I heard about it a bunch, but I'd never seen it before. And one of like the main characters was like super familiar, And actually, like, both of the girl characters, I totally recognize their voices. And one of them, I was like, oh, that's Yui from Angel Beats, which I talked about while I was drawing this, which was so funny. She's my favorite character in Angel Beats. Yeah, anyway, so one of them was her. And then, also, I recognized her from some other shows too, but, you know, we don't talk about that. And then the other character, I was like, oh my god, she was the main character in something, right? And it took me, like, forever to, like, track down, because, like, I don't know why it's so hard to find, like, English, anime voice actors. It's, like, a whole thing, trying to find, like, which one's the Japanese one and which one's the English one. Anyway, so after I finally tracked it down, I feel so dumb, because, like, the character, let me tell you who this person has voiced. She voices Yona. I did not recognize her voice for some reason. I was like, that's weird. It's really familiar. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because she was, like, talking different in that show or something. But yeah, I did not recognize it. Which is funny, too, because the character that voices Yona, she also voices the main character in Maid-sama. And apparently, I didn't realize this, she's also Mira Jane from Fairy Tail. Which I don't know why I, like, didn't realize that, too. Yeah, anyway. I've decided that voice actor, I don't even know their name, but I've decided they're my favorite anime voice actor just because they've voiced, like, so many things in shows that I've watched. Yeah, they were also one of the characters in, I'm probably going to say it wrong, but is it Oranai Host Club? I don't remember how to say that, but that anime. They're one of the characters in that one, and I did recognize the voice in that one. Okay, so I got one. I recognized them once. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually kind of, like, embarrassing sometimes how bad I am at recognizing voices. No, because I started this other anime recently. It was called Basilisk, which, by the way, that anime was, like, really bad. I can't believe it got a sequel. Anyway, we're not going to talk about how I hated the anime. I thought the finale was going to be good, so I forced myself to watch the whole thing, and it wasn't even good. But the animation was pretty, at least. Anyway, the main character sounded really familiar, and I couldn't figure it out, so I looked it up. Okay, the main character in that anime is Laguna from Monster High. She's Ashlyn Ella from Ever After High. And she's the main character in Glitter Force. And she was also in, like, a bunch of other stuff that I watched. But yeah, I was just like, what? That's so crazy. She's, like, everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised I didn't recognize her as Laguna, considering, you know, Laguna has, like, Australian accent. But yeah, anyway, so that was funny. Not very good at recognizing voices, apparently. But yeah, so here are all the drawings, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, see you next week. Hopefully, you know, I'll have more than 3 days to work on the video. I started so late this time, but let's not do that. I'm not gonna do that again. But yeah, bye.